Hello guys, welcome to Online Web Tutor presented by PHP Frameworks team. I am Sanjay. We are learning WordPress wp-cli tutorials for beginners. This is our part of 14. Inside this video session guys, we will discuss about or we will see manage users, and inside this we will discuss command called list as well as list capabilities via CLI command. In the last videos, we had discussed all subcommands of post as well as plugin. Back to terminal, let's type wp-admin to redirect to the administrator panel of this setup. And here, so far we had discussed about this post, pages as well as these plugins. Now this time, we are going to start inside this wp-cli about managing users. So if I click on this link, right now we have a single user called admin, which has, if we go inside this edit button, so right here and say inside this footer, or simply click on this edit button, we can find all the details of this user inside this form. Or back to database, click on wp users, and inside this wp users we have a single row entry, and inside this single row we have user id equal to 1. It means that the user, what we are seeing here, its id equal to 1. So we are going to use the list command and list capabilities so that this is a user, and what are the capabilities actually we have given to this user, we can list all the details by using our wp-cli command. Let's say that for now, inside this video, we are going to add some users. So let's say that we want something the username and the email address something dummy value. This is our name. And right now we don't have any website. So let's pass this wp-cli.org, set password. So we are going to set like password is from 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. This is our password. Let's use this weak password. We don't want any email, and right now as we can see that inside this WordPress these are the default roles defined. Now if we want to add our custom role, we will see inside our upcoming videos. So for now, let's say that this is the user. We want that this should be author. Click on add new user, and as we can see that successfully we have added a new user inside this list, but this time this user has author user role. Again go to add new, let's create some new user. So this is email address, this is name, no website. Inside this password, again I'm going to set password. Let's say this is password, confirm use of weak password, and we want to make this user as editor. Click on add new user. So successfully we have created our third user, user inside this list. Now if I back to terminal, now if I press wp enter, now inside this command list we can find that we have a user subcommand which is used to manage users along with their roles, capabilities and meta. If I press Ctrl C to get out of this panel and simply type wp help user, and inside this user as we can see that the available subcommands we have called add capability, add a user role, check password, create, delete and so on. So inside this list we can find about this list and list hyphen caps, that is indicates or for list sub capabilities. So if I press Ctrl C to get out of this panel and simply type wp help, let's say user, and we want to study about the first command, that is list here, pressing enter. Now inside this wp user list which is used to list users, this is the synopsis to use this subcommand. In the same way what we have seen with the wp post list, inside that which is used to list the post, and here we can see that display WordPress users based on all arguments supported by WP user query. But in case of post, we had seen that by using WP underscore query, what the parameters we will pass inside the synopsis go inside that. So in the same way, we need to use for this WP user query. Now inside this parameters list, we have a role here. So this is used to display users with a specific role what we will pass inside the list. And here we have called available fields. It means when we type the command called wp user list, this is going to display a table, and inside that table we have a header with all these mentioned columns. Now if we want to add some more columns, this is the column called user pass, user nickname, user URL, and so on. So right now here we have some examples to understand in a better way how can we use our list command. So let's get out of this panel, and we're going to use our first command, that is wp user list. Pressing enter. Now as we can see that inside our database we have 3 users. Here we have user ID, user login, display name, user email, user registered, and roles here. Now again, if I go back to this list and copy this synopsis, copy here, back to slide, open a new tab and pasting it here. Back to terminal. Let's say that we want to list all the users what we have inside our database whose role equal to, let's say, author. So right now we have only a single entry. So wp user list, and here we need to provide a role flag as we can see inside this synopsis. So role, and inside this role we need to specify that role. So let's say that we want to copy and paste, and we want all the authors should list. So pressing enter. So right now we have only a single author inside our database. Also, if you don't want about this tabular format, let's say that in some cases we want to done, or let's say we want to see the data inside a JSON format. So if I clear this terminal, wp user list, let's say that format we want to see something JSON. Pressing enter. Now this is all about a JSON array of objects which has all the users mentioned inside it as an object format. Now we want to list the capabilities of user. As we know that inside our WordPress we have several types of user roles like administrator, author, editor, subscriber, and so on. All the user roles have their different capabilities. It means that they will do different tasks. Administrator is the main user role which manages everything inside a WordPress site. But a subscriber, author, and the editor have some specific user roles like user capabilities. They will not going to manage everything in WordPress site. Instead, they have a field in which they can work inside a WordPress site. So if we want to list about the capabilities, so simply type wp user, here we need to type list caps, and right here we can pass our user ID. So before that, if I press enter, now these are the user IDs. If I type the command called wp user, let's say list capabilities, so list caps, and here the next parameter we need to pass our user ID. So before using this command, if you go inside this help section, so wp help, let's say user list caps, pressing enter. Now as we can see here that wp user, this is the synopsis to use, and inside this user we can pass either user ID, user email, or let's say username. And the format supported here, if you scroll down, here we have by default it will be a list. Now available options we have called list, table, CSV, JSON, count, and YAML. So if I get out of this panel, let's say that wp user, let's say list, pressing enter. Now we have the user data in tabular format. Now we want to list all the capabilities, so list caps, and this time we are going to let's pass this user ID 3, pressing enter. Now these are the capabilities. Basically, provided means this is moderate comments, means it will manage our comments, manage categories, manage links, manage uploaded files, manage post, and so on. So this is the capabilities what our editor have inside this WordPress setup. Again, if I check, let's say that for our subscribers, so again WP user list, and inside this is the user which is an author. So simply this time I'm going to pass this email address, so copy that. Simply let's say WP user list hyphen caps, and here I'm going to provide like email address, pressing enter. Now this user has only some limited capabilities, and the capabilities are mentioned here. So this is all the capabilities of this author user role. Now if we want to list all the capabilities of administrator, so simply we need to pass call WP user list caps, and we want capabilities of an admin. So here this time we are going to use this user login, writing it here, and also we want something format equal to, let's say, table here. This time instead of this default list we want to convert this format into a tabular format, so pressing enter. Now this is indicated as a table format, and these are the capabilities that actually a admin can manage inside our WordPress setup. So this is the video session guys to demonstrate about how can we list or manage this user by the help of two basic simple commands called list as well as list capabilities. In the next videos, we will see that how can we manage our users, like adding user role, creating users, deleting users, as well as updating WordPress users. So inside this video session guys, if you have doubt, then please drop your comment. I will give my reply as soon as possible. So for this video session guys, thank you for watching and have a great day.